What up, guys? So today I am finally going into lethal with the blocking Thunderhammer. Now I have both the Chaos and the Tyrannid damage buffs on the hammer. This perk setup I don't think is the best, but I probably went for every melee perk I could get there. Here's the perk setup. Now I'm starting to enjoy, this perk right here, Active Attrition. That's a really good perk. Here, you can basically switch either one of those perks, Overcharge or the Armor perk. Either one's fine. Right here, definitely have the ability cooldown. And yes, this is pretty much a similar setup I've been running. I've only really switched like one or two perks going between blocking and gun strikes. But here I pretty much just need ability recharge because of the jetpack. And, you know, it helps to have the charge attack perk as well. But yes, for blocking in lethal, I think I picked Operation 3 just so I could test out my hammer against both of the factions. And honestly, fighting Tyranids with blocking isn't bad. It's because of their combos and such. Chaos, it can kind of get weird. You really need to line up your blocks with the Minorous. But yeah, turning around to see this group of majors was basically a shock. We had someone on our team, but then they left. I think they died or something, and now we have a bot. But it is a bot tactical, so it's not too bad. So here I'm trying to line up some blocking. See, that should have been 3. I'm not too sure what happened there. And then, I just turned my brain off and went for another block on an orange. But boom, there's 3. That is an enraged major, and he was just absolutely destroyed. I'm starting to get better to line up those 3s. You just really need to look for certain combos, and it can do a lot of damage. Now that is a disc shaman hitting me in the back of the head, which was rough. But we got it down. I honestly really enjoy this operation. This one's really fun. I've been fighting Chaos for quite a bit now, especially with the Assault class. So I'm starting to get a tad bit better fighting them. Sometimes you can hit the Disc Shamans with the hammer on the jetpack there, so I go for it when I see them low to the ground. But it's always nice to, just get some practice fighting Chaos. This is probably the best operation for it. It's also one of the cooler ones for sure. You can see Tyrannid, and you can see Tyranids and Chaos fighting about like halfway through this operation. It's pretty sick. Tried to go for a perfect dodge there, but I think since I like dodged first and then dodged again, maybe, I don't know. It was weird. Lethal perfect dodges really have to be on point. And here I'm able to take out this major, which is nice. The heavy bolt pistol has been fun, but you really need to hit headshots with it. There is a nice gun strike there. As you see, my teammates are really low. We ended up getting a sniper on our team, which is nice, because we have a lot of DPS. This heavy that I'm pointing at, he was being funny the entire operation. He just kept pointing at us, so I was just pointing at him there to let him know that, that I was doing well in this encounter. This is a big slam. Blocking against Chaos is pretty good, but they just don't have the melee combos like Tyrannid, so it's kind of hard to get the third block damage buff. And, I mean, it's nice. Ow, that hurt, but luckily I do have a Guardian Relic here, and I had a stim, so I was able to just, clear that mistake up. There I go for the slam, but if I went for the shots, I would have gotten my contested health back. But regardless, we take the Chaos out here, which is nice. Now, surely, this is lethal Chaos. It's not going to get any sweatier than that, right? Well, this part you always have to be careful with, especially when one of your teammates go down right at the beginning of the encounter. And sometimes you just have to go in and slam 3 Chaos Majors. Luckily there was a stim. And I kind of had a tough spot like placing my attacks here because I basically have Chaos attacking me at all angles. Immediately used that stim. Was able to take that major out. Blocking damage is still really, it's good for lethal. It's just, the thing is, again, fighting Chaos is kind of hard to link up the blocks. There, I was going to get one blocking buff, but yes, my teammate kind of stop the major from coming towards me, which is nice. But yes, this team synergy, we had a lot of DPS, but we don't have a lot of utility. This heavy is not using Bonds of Brotherhood, which is a tad bit disappointing. On lethal, it's kind of a really good perk to pick up because, you know, people are dying left and right on lethal. I mean, as you see, our heavy literally has a mortal wound. But regardless, I've had a lot of practice on Assault recently, so I feel pretty comfortable fighting both factions, both Tyranids and Chaos. That was a look at our team perks with the Sniper. Just wanted to update you guys. I think I showed off a team perk from a teammate who left, so didn't want that to be a confusion. The Heavy Bolt Pistol, I'm definitely enjoying that weapon. But here we go. This is a Hell Brute fight. We have a Sniper, we have a Heavy, and we have an Assault. We miss the grenade there. But I do have a Crack Grenade here. So, dude, the Crack Grenade's super good against Hell Brutes. Making sure that I have, you know, enough ammo for this fight. The Heavy Bolt Pistol is definitely kind of tough on ammo. Now, what was rough here is my teammates go into this room, and I didn't quite notice it until just, like, you know, just when I was about to get scary against the Hell Brute. This is a good idea because of the cover, but obviously the Hell Brute can just teleport wherever they want. Honestly, the Hell Brute is like the idea. Also, that was such a dumb slam right there. I don't know why I jumped into that slam, but I just really wanted to stagger the Hell Brute. But yeah, that's just, you know, that is a trial and error mistake there. Eventually, it's going to happen so often that I just stopped doing it. So here, I didn't even realize those pistol shots have like a certain aura, where that seems like a unique attack, but regardless, I kind of panicked in that corner a bit. I think what I thought was going to happen was the other shots were also going to have aura, and it was going to cover that entire area, so I tried to dodge out of the way, but I ended up getting hit by one of his shots anyway, which is rough. But keep in mind, I do have a Guardian Relic here, so I'm not like too bummed out. That said, we were able to take this Hell Brute out. Crack Grenades are really good for that. Slamming at appropriate times is really good for that. And we don't have a Bulwark here to refill our health, which is unfortunate. Now, this operation is pure chaos at this point. And that was a good shot. I go for the Guardian Relic here, and I'm honestly starting to regret using them before I have a Mortal Wound, because I'm pretty sure you can do that. I'm pretty sure you can use the Guardian Relic when you have a Mortal Wound. Now, this part in this operation normally in lethal can get really, really sweaty. Lethal in general obviously is going to be sweaty, but this part specifically, it just seems like the game director just turns it up a notch. Honestly, I've been running some pretty good lethal operations with Assault recently, so I really haven't had that big of an issue dealing with Chaos or Tyranids, but it's something about the Thunderhammer, man. It is just super hard to link up your animations to where you don't get punished. But that said, I still think Assault's very fun to use. I would rather ground slam. I'd rather do the jetpack slam with the Thunderhammer rather than the Chainsword or the Power Fist. But that said, I kind of want to use the Power Fist on Assault to see how it works, but it's probably not going to be very good. Here, I'm desperately looking for stims because I have no stims, and normally that makes me feel uncomfortable. We do have a teammate down as well, and we have this Sniper who's at 1. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Now, here I'm kind of jumping back and forth. I'm doing this thing because as Assault, I really didn't have a lot of times to keep my armor up, especially using blocking against Chaos, which is kind of rough sometimes. I think I genuinely think I need to get better at blocking minorous enemies that are Chaos, because I think those guys, like this guy right here, probably swings at me with a melee attack. I probably could have just blocked it and stacked it up a bit, you know? Like right there, literally right there, I should have blocked that. But yeah, for whatever reason, I just couldn't link up any really good blocks against any minorous enemies. I'm doing it a lot better against Tyranids. Like, we were able to take out that enraged Tyranid with very, like only a few attacks, because we were able to do the third block attack, and it's a lot of damage. It really is. So it's honestly worth getting better with blocking. Of course, I see comments here and there that are just, downplaying blocking. And we are genuinely, like honestly, I would say one buff away from blocking to be like a very sought after melee class. Now look at that, dude. That was rough. That was so rough. I took out the one disc shaman with the crack grenade. This sniper is at 1. And he's about to get a really big res there. He gets the really big res. He had the perk on to make reses really fast as well, so that sniper, big play. And I was able to take out the other disc shaman. So now I have a mortal wound, which is rough. We have a teammate who's about to respawn. There, I'm just struggling to block. I think sometimes, though, I can't really see what attacks they're actually doing in the shadows, but it really depends. There, I was able to get a gun strike, though, which is nice. But yes, so in this part of the operation, as Assault, I was doing this thing where I kept running up and down the stairs to essentially give myself some room against these mobs. The theory was if the mobs are chasing me, eventually my teammates are going to find openings to take out the mobs. But here, I definitely saw a little bit too many mobs coming left and right, and I knew there's probably a couple enemies behind me. So I was kind of just aiming for the ring here to meet up with my teammates. But I think they were also a little bit separated because, as we see here, we do see the sniper at 1 who's, you know, he's playing out of his mind right now at 1 health, which is kind of funny. So he's sweating. But our heavy that recently respawned is also at 1. And now look at the sniper's health. Sniper's health is at 0. This is always such a crazy part of the operation. Operation number 3, you know, the box operation. This part is normally very fun, but in lethal, it's just holy cow. It is very dangerous to be spread apart in lethal, so, you know, I just try to stay moving. I try to, you know, again, go up and down stairs just to get enemies off of me, basically. But look, we have 2 altars. We still need 2 altars. We only had a half done. And I think, honestly, I think this part took like 10 minutes. That's why I had to like cut out like some of the other parts about that. But okay, so there I was getting some blocks, but they just attacked with so many melee attacks. It's kind of hard to link up every block for it. Regardless, I still think I can get some practice against Miner's enemies with the blocking Thunderhammer. I think the damage is good. It's just the fact that I need to recognize when my armor is low and when to go for blocking against those swarm of melee attacks. So, we have a heavy with a mortal wound right now. We only need 1 altar. We don't get any items here. Not a single box to explode to try to find some armor, to try to find a stim, even some ammo, who knows. But here's a team, we are getting this altar down. Obviously it's the last one. Surely we can just get it down, right? There I didn't notice he was gonna do that attack. I should have went back and dealt with them. But I have a mortal wound here. I was really trying to just find a way, to get back to where I was, which I should have took the steps that was right to my like left, or it was like basically right behind me. But yeah, this heavy goes down. It was kind of my fault because I kind of took the long way back here. But look at this sniper. This sniper is still kicking. They must have had a stim on them or something. And now at this point, all we need to do is take out a few majors, and that is something the blocking Thunderhammer is very good at. Unfortunately, I just felt like we were spread out as a team here, and it kind of punished us. I was doing a lot of irregular movement, especially there, because that was kind of crazy. The rune literally went up with me, so I'm not too sure how I was supposed to play around that, so I tried to just land and move. But yeah, the sniper gets the altar. The sniper played brilliantly at the end there. Made some big plays, especially the reds on me. And with that mortal wound, I was still able to take out some majors, take out some enemies here and there. But yeah, that was lethal. That was lethal. Operation 3 with a blocking Thunderhammer. Now, of course, since it's lethal and we had a gene seed, 4,241 experience, insane. And then the 10k melee damage, 4k range, you know. I was getting pretty close to 14,000 damage. And then look at that, 22 to 25. What a good operation that was. That was a good run. Shout out to that sniper.